Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Oracle of the Future. I am the Oracle of the World. Okay. Uh, this is episode 2 of Spiritual Warfare. Okay, we're going to talk about spiritual warfare. I kind of explained it a little bit in the first episode when I spoke about tricks are for kids. Being in spiritual warfare is like a psychological warfare, but it's like it could also be physical. Okay, it doesn't have to be, in the mental or emotional, where you can't see who's doing the warfare. It can also be physical and you can see it too. So it's not just spirits that can like mentally, I guess, mess with your head, mentally influence you some type of way to make you believe a certain ideology, certain way about yourself or a certain person. It's a form of evil eye being sent in the physical form, okay, or physical spirit. Spiritual warfare is meant to break you. It's meant to isolate you. It's meant to create a disturbance in your peace. It may even create nightmares, especially young children. Remember I said tricks are for kids. It's easy to do spiritual warfare on children because they are still underdeveloped. They are very high vibrational people too when they're first born, but they could also be manipulated. They could also be manipulated, brainwashed. Okay, and when we have nightmares, it started as when we were kids. That's when it starts. That is a form of spiritual warfare. There is some type of spirit that influence your dream state. You experience spiritual warfare whether you know it or not. Nightmares is a form of spiritual warfare. We're not meant to have nightmares. And if you have nightmares, you have dealt with some type of spiritual warfare from a spirit. Okay, something that was not meant to come across you, but it did for some type of reason. Some people still have nightmares to this day, which is another form of spiritual warfare. So spiritual warfare is what you can see and what you can't see, but it's there. How would you know is your mood. Your mood will change. You be emotionally so you could be sad. Depression, okay, is a form of spiritual warfare. Anger, rage, all that plays a part. Even sex, like feeling very sexual out of nowhere, that is a form of spiritual warfare, especially if those who are who is a sex addict. That's not a thing. That you have a spirit attached to you that's making you want sex, okay, like that. Like when it's overly consuming, that's a form of gluttony, okay? When it's overly done, like consuming something that's more than what you need, okay? That is gluttony. That is a spirit of gluttony. We have a spirit of jealousy, envy, right? That's this. The 7 deadly sins is a form of spirits, okay? And many people deal with that. We are constantly dealt with that in some type of way, whether it's all of them or one of the 7 or whatever. But again, there's different type of spirits and it's different type of spiritual warfare. But most of the time, it always attack your mental, your consciousness. That's why I said your mind is your greatest asset. Okay. So I pulled 4 cards here. Before I get into the cards, I want to say spiritual warfare can be demonic possession, like you being possessed or seized by something that is calling you to do something, to say something, being impulsive, doing something out of the ordinary that you usually don't do, trying something that you don't usually do. That's a form of possession, okay? This could be a physical possession or a mental thing where you don't do something that you usually do. It could be demonic as well. Some people are demonic. Have you ever heard the stories of I remember reading some reading something or watching a video about how certain people kill their loved ones or something like that, and they will ask them what made you do that. It's like, oh, the devil made me do it, right? We hear I heard that many times, and I feel like these type of people was dealing with some type of spiritual warfare or some type of possession, okay, something like that really made them feel like that the people that they were killing were evil, or they were trying was out to get them, or they just completely was. It's not a form of confusion. Well, they can confuse you, yes, but it's like more than that. It's like a manipulation. Like make you feel like evil is good and good is bad. That's what I kind of get. It's a type of influence, some type of attachment to the flesh or the spiritual body. Okay, and this is how you know if you're dealing with spiritual warfare. There's always signs. There's always symptoms. Okay, people who are schizophrenic, spiritual warfare. Those who are anxiety is a spirit. Okay, those who deal with anxiety, that is a spiritual attachment to your chakra, to your spiritual body. So it affects your spiritual body as well as your flesh. Okay, it can influence it. You know, it comes in all different forms. So I guess the way to like make sure that you don't deal with this is like the healthier you are, the healthy spirit that you are, the healthy body, it cannot influence you. You have to raise your consciousness at all times. At all times, your consciousness always have to be high. Not just your consciousness, but your body. So your physical fitness, okay, spiritual fitness as well. Like making sure that you're feeding your body in high vibration, because it like these type of spiritual attacks, spiritual warfare, are spirits that's lower than what you really are. So it's low. So if you're vibrating at a low consciousness, if you're eating at a low consciousness, or low vibration, I should say, you're going to attract low vibrational spirits that will attack you, especially in the dream state. Okay. So let's get into the cards that I pull. So I pull these 4 cards here. It's double-sided of like pictures. So we're gonna look into it. Before I get into it, the whole demonic possession, demons. I say demons for some reason, but there's something with that as well. Like especially those who deal with some type of mental illness, out of nowhere, they're dealing with spiritual warfare. If someone that you know is dealing with mental illness out of nowhere, they never dealt with that before, they are experiencing some type of spiritual warfare. Okay, I'm getting like slur speech, talking weird, they're acting weird. Okay, they're dealing with some type of spiritual warfare. It's like demons. I see them as demons could be physical, but like they start off as spirits. They have like this spiritual attack. They attack the mental. That's the first thing. They can make you feel crazy. They can make you feel paranoid. Demon is like a form of like, they torture you from within. They torture your consciousness, therefore torturing you. It's a form of torture to make you believe that the whole purpose of these spiritual attacks is to break you. Okay, so when they are doing this, these demons, these spirits, and they try to take over you, like they try to possess you, to make you like make choices, actions, say, be impulsive, do things that you normally do not do. So like, especially if you're in your right mind, they are trying to make you do something. So it's like they're possessing you, like you are their property once they get you to do what you want, what they want you to do. It's a possession, right? But like these demons, I see them as like they enter your consciousness, right? Your mental, and your mental is your greatest asset. I always say that. And they may like put like, they can like, it kind of remind me of MK Ultra, and also remind me of like Inception, the movie, especially the dream state. Something about the dream state is very effective for them to attack you in the dream state. But it's like once they reach your conscious state and they go in there, it's like they can paint a picture. They can make it seem like it's just something like paranoia. Okay, demons, birds. I see birds for some reason, but like hearing voices, right? That's a form of schizophrenia, but schizophrenia is spiritual warfare. Okay, it's a spiritual attack. But demons, it's like they can enter, they can get out, or you can destroy them as well. You have to be high vibration. It's going to be hard for you when you're dealing with this type of spiritual warfare. When you deal with spirit like demons, these are high vibrational spirits. Let me. They are more experienced, I should say, when it comes to any other spirit. It's the demons. So you're dealing with like something very serious. Okay, that's what I mean to say. And especially if you're dealing with more than one. Okay, and some of these demons have names. Every spirit has a name. Every soul has a name. Okay, they have a name. Again, the way to combat this, the way to defeat this, is you have to be healthy in the spirit, healthy in the mind, healthy in the body, and also there's a trick here. That if you know their name, you can destroy them. Okay, but there's something about demons. Okay, they can be physical and they can be spiritual. They start off as spirits. Okay, they're very heightened. They're more mature than other spirits. The whole purpose is to break you, make you believe into something that's less than you, or make you believe in something. They go in your head, like hearing voices. They make you feel like there's something wrong with you. It's something also, you need to make sure that you have a clean space. The more, like, if you're in an area like dirty, like rodents, insects, that's an indicator that you're doing spiritual warfare. If you see insects in your dream that's not supposed to be there, like let's just say you see insects in food, that's a spiritual warfare. You see insects on people, their skin. If you see insects everywhere, anywhere, that's not where it's supposed to be, you're dealing with some type of spiritual warfare, spiritual attack. There's spirits around or demons around. So anything that's like insects, rodents, rats, roaches, okay, dirtiness, dirt, that is spiritual warfare. You're dealing with some type of attack from a demon or some type of spirit that's trying to, it's like they're trying to do something, like obviously break you, but they want you to believe in something that's not you. They make you into something that they want you to be. And the higher you are, the more enlightened that you are, you will not fall into it. You will recognize what it is. But if you are completely unaware of demons and spirits and spiritual attacks and spiritual warfare, you're going to succumb to it because you don't know about these things. You're not aware of it. And a lot of people in this world do not know about spirits and spiritual warfare and demons. They don't know. They don't believe in it. But those who knows, who's tapped in, who even experience it themselves, they recognize the pattern, they recognize the signs, and they know how to fight it. Okay, many people don't know, and I'm here as your oracle to like express this to you because I dealt with spiritual warfare before in my life. Like especially when I was a kid, I used to have a lot of nightmares and not even knowing that I was dealing with spiritual attacks. It's because I remember I told you guys, if you guys been keeping up with me, if you knew, you don't know. But when I was younger, I was born with my gifts. Okay, and my gift was more stronger when I was younger. Okay, like to the point where it scared people. And I told this story before, and then something happened when I was younger, some type of traumatic event that happened where my gift was suppressed. Because of that, once it was like before it was suppressed indefinitely, I kept dealing with nightmares every night. Something was always chasing me. I couldn't see it. Even when I was running in my dream, I couldn't move. I dealt with sleep insomnia. Like you can't move. Like it was just weird shit that I dealt with. And even 2 years ago, 2023. Was it 2023, you guys? Or 2024? It was 2023, 2024. The 2023, I dealt with spiritual warfare as well. Like, remember, I quit doing tarot. Like, around that time, that was like the first time I dealt with some type of spiritual warfare at an adult age. When I was younger, I dealt with it, but I didn't know that it was spiritual warfare. But 2023, it happened to me again. So, it's like something like spirits, demons is trying to make you believe into something, or they're trying to like force you to do something that is out of character to you, okay? Or they're trying to like maybe confuse you, just maybe you're going in the right direction, because I feel like this world is not what people think it is, okay? And I feel like once you're in the right path of like righteousness and God, you're going to deal with spiritual warfare. Like, even if you're in a bad path, like if you're on their path, they're not going to attack you because you're one of them. But if you're on like the right path, you're going to deal with spiritual attacks, spiritual warfare, because you're on the path of God, and they can sense that, they can see that, how heightened you are, how enlightened you are, how gifted you are, especially those who are gifted, that can see them, like that's tapped in. You're going to get attacks because of what you are, your gifts, and the path that you're going. So their job is to break you, deter you, to make you bound to the this realm. Okay, you're not meant to be bound. You're meant to go further. You're meant to go higher. You're meant to go past whatever your family have ever been. Okay, so like breaking generational curses, you're going to deal with spiritual attacks. Have you ever noticed that people who reach a certain status, like whether it's celebrity, a star, or a money, they always deal with something. Like something always happen. Like and people just think that, oh, they're just doing something wrong. Like they dealing with spiritual attacks. They don't know. They don't know about these things. They don't realize what this is. They just think that, oh, bad things are happening. You know how they say, oh, the more money you have, more problems. It shouldn't be like that, right? It doesn't make any sense. Like the more money you have, it should be like, oh, the better, right? But the more money that you have, the more you rise in the ladder, or it doesn't have to be money. The more that you rise in status and elevation, you're going to deal with attacks. You heard that new level, new devil. That's spiritual warfare. You're going to deal with that because you're on the right path. You got to keep going. So no matter what's thrown at you, you can't stop, because it's going to get worse and worse. The pressure is going to get more and more, especially if you are a divine being, especially if you are an earth angel, especially if you're gifted like your oracle or a psychic. You're going to deal with spiritual warfare, spiritual attacks, to the point where like things is going to happen out of nowhere. It's going to seem that way, that it's just happening like as a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. I don't believe in that, especially if there's a pattern. Okay, it's not a coincidence. You're dealing with spiritual warfare, especially if you're like, let's just say you're constantly being stopped by the police. You're constantly getting tickets. You're constantly being put in jail. That is spiritual attack, spiritual warfare. It's just they're trying to keep you bound, break you, or deter you from your path, because you're on the right path. So it's up to you to not stop. Yeah, it's up to you to don't stop. Keep going to your path, especially if you know you're doing the right thing. Keep fucking going, no matter what's happening outside of you, no matter projection, no matter how people are perceiving you, no matter the humiliation. No matter the attacks, whether it's embarrassing, shame, whether it's trauma, like keep fucking going, do the work, heal, let go, release, evolve, and like do whatever you need to do to become you again. As far as staying in your natural vibration, which is high. Just know like what you're dealing with. Just know what you're dealing with. So especially the better for you is like not only you have to be healthy in the spirit, healthy in the mind, which is the spirit, healthy of the body, your spiritual body, all that. It's also good to know what type of demons you're dealing with, what type of spirit you're dealing with, and it could be more than one at the same time. So this is also can help you to know. Okay, so you'll know. Okay, there's a lot. I actually have a spirit book. One of a person that I follow, she started reading off this book, and I'm like, oh, this book look interesting. So I ended up purchasing it like a year ago, 2 years ago. Never used it. Never even took a chance to read it. It's a very thick book. But I'm gonna introduce that to this series because we're gonna be dealing with spiritual warfare here. So we're gonna like learn about the spirits, the different demons, and all that stuff. Okay. Let's see. Let's look into the cards now that I pulled. I pulled 4 cards, but it's double-sided, 2 pictures here. So I'm gonna look into it more about the spiritual warfare. Okay, you know that they're saying that life is a game. I really believe that. There's something with that, right? Press play. It's like, remember I said that once you go on the path, this path that you're meant to be, this path that God like basically created for you, and you go on that path and you gain, rewards from God. You gain blessings, I should say. You're going to deal with something here, right? It's like in the beginning, it seemed like everything's going right. Everything's going exactly how you want it in some type of way. You're gaining blessings. Everything's fine. But all of a sudden, there's this. I also kind of get too, it's like, not only are these demons and spirits like, doing these attacks and pressuring you, and it's like God is testing you as well. So it's like God's test, and then the demons, they're going to come in. They may want you to, turn your back against God in some type of way, or the divine, whoever you believe in that's high. Okay, they want you to turn your back, give up, surrender something, maybe a gift, or like not even surrender, like surrender your gift or give up something that you are. Let's just say that you're gifted, like me, right? I'm an oracle. Let's just say these spiritual attacks can come in different forms. Remember I said that? So some come right at it and just attack you. Some come in different form where they can be nice, right? They can like offers. You get strange offers, strange opportunities, like, hey, you just won this. Hey, we can give you this apartment for this month. It come out of nowhere. It's very, very it's a beautiful offer, a beautiful opportunity, but it comes out of nowhere. And all of a sudden, like, you're like, oh my God, this is something that you may have prayed for or wanted, but the way that it came very fast, or it came too easily, or it's too good to be true. If it's too good to be true, trust that. I mean, trust your instincts when you feel that it's too good to be true. There's something wrong with that. That's another form of spiritual attacks. It doesn't have to be, oh, we're just going to attack you and tell you that you're nothing, like you like get in your head, right? No, sometimes it could come as a form of a blessing, because that's what God do, right? God will give you some type of blessing, but again, you have to look at how the reward is coming, okay, and how fast it came, how too good it is, okay? Like, it's just a lot of smoke and mirrors, too perfect. Pay attention to that. The reason why they're doing that is like they want you to give up. Like, we give you this, but you got to give up this. Like, turning your back against the path that you were on, what you're meant to do, just to receive this. It's like there's like a catch-22 with this. Like, oh, I gotcha. It's a trap. Let's just say like you want to be an actor. You're meant to be in the industry of like doing movies, okay, to spread your talents, your gift to the world. Okay, let's just say you get an offer from someone that like see your talent. I don't know if you're uploading videos or you're putting yourself out there. They see your talent, like, hey, I see that you doing this. Like, I want to work with you. Here's your contract, right? And here's a contract to a movie that we're about to produce, and not realizing that this movie isn't a real movie. It's like putting you into porn. Okay, it's like they're trying something. It's like smoke and mirrors, a lot of illusions here. So you got to be careful on how these opportunities are coming to you, how these offers are coming to you, how these rewards and blessings are coming to you, and in what way. Because again, some of these are very smoke and mirrors, illusions. Okay, it's not coming from God. Okay, you're dealing. Remember, I said the more, especially if you're very heightened or gifted, the more enlightened you are, it will not affect you because you can see right through it. But if you're not healthy in the spirit or healthy in the body or mind in any type of way, and you don't know nothing about these type of things that existing and like this is a real thing, you will succumb to this. And a lot of stars fall into these traps because of it. It's a trap. Okay, so you have to really be mindful. A lot of people don't know what this world is, what the meaning of this world, and what our purpose is on this planet. We're meant to evolve. We're meant to go on the path of our north node. We have to follow our north node. If you don't follow your north node and you just do whatever, you're going to deal with spiritual attacks. Because you're not meant to do whatever. You have a purpose here. We all have a purpose. No matter what you are, whether you're gifted or not, we all have a purpose here. Okay? You have to follow our north node. You need to pay attention to your birth chart. I told you guys a lot. Follow your north node. But again, because you follow your north node, you're going to deal with spiritual attacks. And it comes in many different forms. And it all depends on the type of soul you are. Many people are very heightened beings. Earth angels. Many people are fays. People are, you could tell. And these spirits recognize it. They can recognize it by your energy, your aura, your frequency. And the more heightened you are, like the more heightened soul you are, the more pressure you will get from these demons. Okay? A lot of people fall victim to it, and it could come in any shape or form. I told you guys the spiritual attack comes in for it can come in the form of love. You thinking that you found your right partner, and it turns out it was a whole demon that you were falling in love with. You think you met the one, your twin flame, the whole time it was a karmic, and you fell in love with that person, and you had a child with that person. And this person wish you harm. They wanted to get you pregnant to distract you from your path, to distract you from what you're meant to do, or the whole time you're sleeping with something that's very disgusting, or this is a lot of weird shit. It could come in any type of form. Okay, it could come in the form of a person that you feel like, oh, this is a good person. Again, you have to be very heightened to see right through it. Okay, and again, I don't blame the people that falls into it because many people do not know or are aware what this is. They don't know. Okay, you just have to see. You have to be aware. You have to pay attention. You have to focus. You have to know about these things. And the more that you know thyself, the more that you will know what this world is and what your purpose is. Once you know your purpose and know who you are, none of this thing will affect you as much. They will still come, but it won't influence you or break you as what they may think that they can do. Okay. So don't turn your back against God. So what I recommend, like if it gets too much, go to church, right? Or go somewhere that's like holy, that does a lot of cleansing, like a place that cleanses the spirit, that cleanses the body. Go to a sauna. Okay, cleanse. You have to go somewhere where it cleanses. You have to keep cleansing your body, detox, fasting, it's something about your spirit has to be healthy. So if it's a spiritual attack, spiritual warfare is an attachment or some type of possession. So you have to cleanse your body, your spiritual body, as well as your physical body. So that comes in the form of food, that comes in the form of physical workout, that comes in the form of spiritual cleansing as well. So that all plays a part. So trust me. Or even getting baptized, that can help with like cleansing the spirit. Getting baptized. Also pay, like you can read the Bible. Like people read the Bible to like they feel like they're getting closer to God because they read the Bible, they go to church. Yes. Okay. No. Okay. Just because you go to church, just because you read the Bible, that's not helping. It doesn't mean that it's helping you. You can go to church and get the word, whatever, but you have to understand the word. When I say read the Bible is coded. It's not as is. You have to understand what it's saying to you. But you can look into the Bible to decode what you're dealing with, okay? A lot of people like to go to church for like, they're thinking that, oh, just because they're inside the holy church that they're cleansed. That's not necessarily true. But, you know, get cleansed. You can get baptized. Get baptized. Get baptized. The church it's something about the church, but not all the churches. You have to know which one's the right one. Okay. So something about the church, something about baptism. Like, it doesn't have to be a church. You could go to one of those spiritual places like Bali. I know they do like cleansing stuff. You can do the monk way. I don't know how they do stuff, but cleansing the body. That's all you need to go somewhere. It cleanses the body. Or fasting, like detoxing the body. So be mindful of the offer that comes to you. Okay, opportunities, rewards, blessings. Okay, it could be wolf in sheep clothing type of thing. It's not coming from God. If it's too good to be true, trust that. You may be a loving person, right? You may start off like that on your journey, on your path. Okay, especially those who have a dream, a goal, a talent, and you may have good intention in the beginning, but again, these spiritual warfare is meant to break you, hurt you, and you may get hurt. Okay, you may get broken, but doesn't mean you have to stay like that. Okay, you can heal. Anybody can heal. Doesn't matter what, no matter how painful the thing that you're dealing with, it's not the end of the world. You can heal. Okay, it's not the end. I'm seeing something about a gamble here. Taking a chance. Don't know the outcome, but you're taking a chance at something, right? Pay attention to what's hurting you, too. Like, you may not know why you're dealing with certain things or why that person said that certain thing to you. It could be a trigger for you. Pay attention to what triggers you. Pay attention to a trauma that constantly happens. Pay attention to the type of people that constantly enter your life. Those are form of spiritual attacks, spiritual warfare. But again, those things may be happening, but you can get yourself out of it. But the more you understand the spirit that's attacking you, the more that you will understand what you're dealing with and what you need to do. Okay, so pay attention to those type of things here. Again, spirit comes in many different forms, and they attack you in many different ways. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. Thank you. You guys like my flower? I'm trying to do like a little style. I had put my hair in bouncing knots. You guys always see that. I put it in bouncing knots, and I took it out and I put a little flower here. I might have to put it somewhere where you could actually see the flower. I don't know. I think it's cute, but I will leave it there. Thank you.